Millions of crypto chads across the earth have been opening their refrigerators lately to realize that they have far fewer attendees than ever before. Now, different people have different responses to this. The weak-willed amongst us, they're just turning pink and crying in the corner and possibly even thinking about RMRFing themselves from life. But the smart people, the truly smart people, are buying, or perhaps they're just getting ready to buy more. Maybe they're just seeing how much capital they have laying around, collecting it all together so that they can strike as soon as the market hits whatever they think the bottom is. But the point is, not everybody is panicking. A lot of people are actually looking to buy more, but the question is, buy more of what? Because crypto is a rapidly evolving market, and I honestly have to say that most of the evolutions, especially the ones that get a whole lot of attention, are pretty crap. In the past couple of years, we've started seeing things like crypto-based credit cards. Well, I don't know, maybe there were some before the past couple of years, but Crypto.com has probably paid way more than any other credit card company, especially crypto-based credit card company, in advertising. I think that literally every one of you have heard that Bitcoin, the best money we've ever had, ad that sounds like an AI wrote it. NFTs also blew up in the past couple of years, and they seem to have attracted crypto people to it like flies to crap. And of course, most instances of what NFTs have been used for thus far are nonsense. I don't think it's a completely useless technology. It's just like crypto itself. They're both very important technologies, but most of the coins and tokens and NFTs that are minted these days are shit coins. They're just nonsense pump and dump rug pull scams to trick Redditors or people on Telegram or people on Twitter. You know, we've been in this clown world economy for quite a while now, so people paying millions of dollars for an NFT of a lizard just seems like a natural consequence of things. A big reason why the market is so unstable is because the people involved in it are so unstable. Most people aren't investing in a cryptocurrency because they read the white paper or they listened to all of the devs' webinars, they went to the dev website and they looked at the source code and the smart contracts of it themselves, and they decided, oh, this seems like a very good investment based on the technology. No, it's literally some guy sees a coin on r/crypto moonshot or Telegram with an animal as like the token picture, and then invest a couple hundred or thousand thinking that he'll get a 40x return. It's just impulse decisions and greed. It's really no different than people who buy stocks based on hype instead of taking some time to actually understand the business that they're investing in and how much or how that business plugs into the greater economy. And this is why, as somebody who does try to understand my investments before making them, my biggest crypto investment by far is in Monero. Because I've actually done a lot of research into it. I've listened to the dev talks, I've read the white paper, and by the way, there's a series on YouTube called Breaking Monero, which I highly recommend to anyone that really wants a deep dive in video format into Monero's history, into the technology, into weaknesses it's had over the years, and then mitigations for those weaknesses. But most importantly, I believe that Monero actually does the things that most people think Bitcoin does. If you ask regular, everyday people what Bitcoin is, what it does, most people, beyond just telling you that, oh, to the moon, I'm going to make a bunch of money, they'll probably tell you that it's anonymous hacker money or something along those lines. They're probably the same kind of people that when they see you typing in a command prompt, they might think that you're a hacker. And look, I can't really blame them because most people, the only time they've seen a terminal is in a Hollywood movie where somebody's doing some fake kind of hacking. But the whole reason that Bitcoin was created was to take financial control back from centralized institutions and give ordinary people a chance to take part in this decentralized financial system, because the current financial system that we have is rigged. I think everyone should be red-pilled on that by now with the GameStop fiasco, right? Like when it comes to stocks, when it comes to all of these normal financial methods, the billionaires are all in bed with one another, and they're going to rig things in their favor. So in the fiat systems, you only get gains if they get gains. And worse than that, the fiat financial systems like banks, PayPal, and credit cards, they're all part of it. They can be shut down by a central authority. Your account can be frozen, your funds can be seized. And of course, this can be done with crypto too, if you use a custodial wallet or anything like that. But there isn't a non-custodial option for PayPal or for credit cards. And we're already at a point now where your bank accounts can be shut down, they can be frozen for you doing things that aren't even illegal. You could just be a suspect or even just somebody who's going against the narrative. Like if you fund a protest against the powers that be, then you could get your accounts frozen or your assets seized to stop that funding. So this is why the argument for something decentralized like cryptocurrency exists. But a big problem with Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency, is that there's no privacy built into it. So if somebody knows your wallet address, which they have to know in order for you to send them Bitcoin, or if they send you Bitcoin, you basically see their wallet address on the transaction, then that person can trace your Bitcoin forever. They can see how much you have, they can see every time you purchase more, and they can see everyone else who you send it to. And good luck purchasing Bitcoin without sending a picture of your driver's license, your legal information, your social security number to a centralized exchange, because KYC laws have made it really hard for you to even obtain Bitcoin in the first place in an anonymous fashion. So if your wallet is known, then the exchange, law enforcement, the government, or anyone else who can get that customer record data from the exchange, they're also going to be able to attach your name, your address, your social security number, and so on to everything that you ever do with your Bitcoin. Bitcoin as a payment system without adding anything else on top of it is actually less private than a credit card, because at least when you swipe your credit card, the whole world isn't able to see your entire transaction history and how much money you have. And the founder of Bitcoin knew that this was a problem. There's these posts from 12 years ago on Bitcoin Talk where Satoshi was talking about features that he would want Bitcoin to have in order to make it more private. And all of these features have been implemented in Monero already. Now, there are ways to have some privacy and anonymity with Bitcoin by using additional technology on top of it, but it's very difficult to use all of this stuff correctly, and it's requiring so many other things, which of course each extra step is going to have many opportunities for mistakes to be made, and of course people do make those mistakes. And another very bullish signal for Monero, at least in my eyes, is its growing popularity amongst criminals. So its use on the darknet, it's used by gangs, terrorist organizations, and hackers that are deploying ransomware and all kinds of other nefarious characters. Because for one, these unsavory types, they actually put Bitcoin on people's radar a few years ago. Before the Silk Road was created on Tor back in 2011, Bitcoin wasn't even seen as anonymous hacker money. It was really obscure. It was kind of like just this really weird thing that nerds would send to each other. Like here, I have the like a filter on Google. So we're searching from when the Bitcoin network went live to just a little bit before the Silk Road went live. And you can see these are kind of results. Like literally the first result is Bitcoin's GitHub. And then there's some, like, I guess, educational papers about Bitcoin maybe. There are some articles about it, but none from any major news organizations. You know, this isn't something that your average person even knew about before 2012, and honestly, even before that, like before 2016. But the Silk Road was one of the first things, at least in my opinion, that gave Bitcoin a real world practical utility and spread its adoption to people beyond just nerds and, you know, maybe financial speculators. And now Monero is starting to become the most popular cryptocurrency on the darknet, which means all of the privacy and anonymity that's built into Monero, it's constantly being tested by the three-letter agencies. All of them are constantly trying to break Monero so that they can bust drug dealers, money launderers. The IRS in particular, they've got like a $600,000 or $700,000 bounty for anybody who can break Monero. Or trace Monero payments. They'll pay you that bounty. And despite all of this time, money, and effort being spent on breaking Monero, it remains unbroken. Now, that's not to say that you have to use Monero for crime. I'm not recommending that at all. It's just that its use by criminals forces the government to try and break it. So it basically gets free penetration testing of a very high caliber. And the super private anonymous cryptocurrency, which in my opinion should be worth just as much, if not more, than Bitcoin, is currently on a huge sale. Isn't that nice? And hey, maybe it'll go on sale more. Maybe it'll go up a whole lot and not be on sale again for a long time. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Buy at your own risk.